Blings Abu Dhabi run ends at semis, but partnership shines on WTA stage. Alex Ila of the Philippines and Indonesia's Janice Tien saw their breakthrough doubles campaign at the WTA 500 Abu Dhabi Open come to an end on Friday after bowing to the experienced pairing of Slovakia's Teresa Mihalikova and Great Britain's Olivia Nichols, 6-4, 6-2, in the semifinals at the Zayed Sports City International Tennis Center. The Filipino-Indonesian tandem, fondly known as the Blings, struggled to contain the steady serving and crisp net play of the Slovak-British duo, who dictated the tempo and wrapped up the contest in just over an hour. Mihalikova and Nichols broke early in both sets, capitalizing on key points to keep Ila and Tjen from mounting a sustained comeback. Despite the straight sets loss, the semi-final appearance marked another encouraging milestone for the Southeast Asian pair, who have steadily built chemistry on tour. Their run in Abu Dhabi underscored their growing confidence against higher-ranked opposition and highlighted the potential of a partnership that has begun to draw attention beyond the region. Ila and Tjen earned their spot in the last four with an impressive quarter-final victory over Spain's Cristina Buxa and China's Shuai Zhang, a win that showcased their composure in tight exchanges and their ability to match seasoned doubles specialists shot for shot. Mihalikova and Nichols, meanwhile, advanced after eliminating Slovenia's Andrea Klepek and Russia's Irina Khromakiva, setting up a semi-final clash between two informed teams. While the Abu Dhabi campaign ended short of the final, the Blings performance added to a growing list of positives early in the 2026 season. For Ila, already balancing singles and doubles commitments on the WTA circuit, and for Tjen, continuing her rise on the international stage, the week served as another signal that Southeast Asian players are increasingly making their presence felt in elite women's tennis. Blings Abu Dhabi run ends at semis, but partnership shines on WTA stage. The desert sun was beginning to soften over Abu Dhabi when the Blings walked off court, rackets tucked under their arms, faces marked by sweat, fatigue, and something quieter, acceptance. Their run at the WTA stage had ended in the semifinals, but the scoreboard told only a fraction of the story. For a week, the sisters from Southeast Asia had turned the hard courts of Abu Dhabi into something more intimate, more human. In a tournament defined by power tennis and polished partnerships, they brought rhythm, instinct, and an unspoken language only siblings can share. Their loss in the semifinals closed a chapter, but it also underlined why their presence mattered far beyond one match. This was not just about how far they went. Was about how they got there, together. More than a doubles team. From the first round, it was clear the Blings were not a conventional pairing. Where other teams communicated with clipped hand signals and quick glances, the sisters played with a near telepathic flow. One moved forward, the other covered without hesitation. A risky poach was met not with surprise, but trust. Years of shared courts back home, often with limited resources, sometimes without crowds, had shaped their style. Their tennis wasn't built in academies with spotless facilities. It was built in heat, in long afternoons, in repetition. In the kind of environment where partnership isn't coached, it's lived. That history showed in Abu Dhabi. Against higher-ranked opponents, the Blings absorbed pressure rather than resisted it. When rallies stretched, they didn't panic. When momentum swung, they leaned into each other, sometimes literally tapping shoulders between points, resetting together. The semifinals would test that bond more than any match before. The semifinal hurdle. The opponents were seasoned, a pair accustomed to late-stage WTA matches and the expectations that come with them. From the opening games, the tempo was relentless. Serves came heavier. Returns cut sharper angles. The margin for error shrank with every rally. The Blings fought. They scrambled, defended, counterpunched. There were moments when the crowd leaned forward, sensing a shift, break points earned through grit, volleys carved out of pure reflex. For flashes, it felt possible. But experience has its own gravity. Small lapses were punished. A fraction late to the net. A return drifting inches long. In doubles, those inches matter. Slowly, the match tilted away, and when the final point ended, the sisters paused, shared a look, and nodded. No racket slammed. No frustration spilled. They had reached the edge of their current ceiling and made it visible. A statement beyond the result. Semi-final exits are often framed as disappointments. But in Abu Dhabi, this one felt like an arrival. For Southeast Asian tennis, the Blings run carried weight. Representation at this level is still rare, and doubly so in doubles, where spotlight and funding often lag behind singles competition. Their performance challenged that hierarchy. It reminded the tour and fans that excellence can emerge from outside traditional powerhouses. More importantly, it reframed partnership as an asset, not a compromise. In an era where doubles teams are frequently assembled out of convenience, the Blings offered something different: continuity. Their chemistry wasn't something to be learned over a season, it had been shaped over a lifetime. That authenticity resonated. You could hear it in the applause that followed them off court: warm, sustained, appreciative. They hadn't just competed. They had connected. The quiet power of siblinghood. There is a particular pressure that comes with playing alongside family. Every missed shot feels heavier. Every mistake echoes beyond the court. Yet the sisters carried that weight with balance. When one faltered, the other stepped in, not with instruction, but presence. A steadying word. A calm walk to the baseline. These moments rarely appear in match statistics, but they define partnerships that last. Their Abu Dhabi campaign showcased that dynamic at the highest level. It proved that siblinghood, often seen as an emotional risk in professional sport, can also be a strategic strength. The Blings didn't just share DNA. They shared belief. Looking forward, as the tournament moved on without them, the impact of their run lingered. Analysts spoke of their court coverage. Fans replayed highlights of impossible gets and instinctive finishes at the net. Younger players from the region watched and imagined themselves there. For the sisters, the semifinals were not a finish line. They were a marker, evidence that their path, however unconventional, is working. Abu Dhabi offered lessons about handling pressure, about fine margins, about what separates contenders from champions. And it offered confidence, the kind that doesn't shout, but settles deep. They left the court as they had played the entire week, together. In the desert evening, under fading lights, the Blings' journey paused, but their partnership, now proven on the WTA stage, felt stronger than ever.